coming up on Refresh Cinema.
She comes out and she's like, I'm here and I'm going to kill you. Yeah. And then she's like, my blood has been replaced with poison and my brain is now a Patonia. Or something like, that's how she's taught. She's just...
Hey everybody, welcome to Refresh Cinema. I'm Vincent.
And I'm Jess. And it may be hot outside, but it is freezing in our studio because today we are discussing the cinematic masterpiece, Batman and Robin. You're welcome.
Hi everybody, welcome to September, or what we're calling it around here, Rectember. During September, we've decided that we're going to cover movies that are generally considered to be bad. Whether they're bad or good bad, we will get into that. And the first one we're doing is Jess's pick.
Yes, Batman and Robin. I was raised on Batman.
Okay.
The good and the bad. And I love this movie. I'm so sorry. It has like a 3 on Rotten Tomatoes or something. But, I love it. I forgot the cadence of it and the sort of tone. Yes. Within 5 minutes, I was like, somebody made this as a joke. This is a spoof. This is not for real. Like, immediately, you see Batman's butt close up.
Yes. I was watching this with my wife, and she was like, why are they closing up on the butts? So I'm just like, ugh.
It was, what, early 90s?
This was like 97.
97, yeah. Yes. The premise, there are like 600 different stories happening at one time in this movie. First, you have Robin is upset because he's not the leader, and he and Batman are squabbling, and Alfred's there like, I'm very obviously dying, and no one notices. Okay, Master Bruce.
World's greatest detective, my ass.
So we have just dissension right off the bat.
Yeah. Yeah, our heroes are at it. There's conflict between them. And then we have our villains. 2 classic Batman villains, Mr. Freeze, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger in this film, and Poison Ivy, played by Uma Thurman. Yes, and Batman, we have George Clooney, who...
Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman.
Chris O'Donnell returns to play Robin, and Alicia Silverstone is here to play
Yes!
Batgirl. And we have issues with all these characters across the board.
Everyone is just not having a good time.
Yeah. So, I don't know. You want to start it off, or you want me to start it
How
off?
do we even start this? Whose story? Does it start with Poison Ivy's story or Mr. Freeze's?
It starts with the suit up, with the close up butts.
Right.
They're suiting up.
And we get the bickering.
The Batmobile's coming up on the turntable, and then Robin's like,
I want a car.
Chicks dig a car. Which in the last movie, he almost did get a chick because he stole the Batmobile.
The dialogue is incredible.
Yeah.
It's so campy.
Exactly. Because Batman's response is, this is why Superman works alone. Which brings up the question, wait a second, does Superman exist in this universe?
That's a good question.
So in my mind, because of how goofy and campy ass this movie is, in that universe, Nick Cage Superman is their Superman.
I mean, why not? Why not? So which villain comes in first?
We got Mr. Freeze. He's robbing the museum. Because
He wants diamonds.
Yeah, so Mr. Freeze played by Schwarzenegger, and Schwarzenegger is just hamming it up, camping it up, going goofy, silly extreme.
Any pun you can think of that has to do with freezing somebody, he makes at least 300 more than you want.
The Iceman cometh. I'm afraid that my condition has left me cold to your pleas of mercy. You are not sending me to the cooler. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age! Freeze well. Stay cool, bird boy. All right, everyone. Chill. Cool party. It's a cold town. Allow me to break the ice. Always winterize your pipes. Chill to perfection. Tonight, hell freezes over. Let's kick some ice. Tonight's forecast A freeze is coming. Freeze in hell, Batman!
And it's amazing.
And oh god. So yeah, they're brought in. Batman and Robin, they drive in. Mr. Freeze is taken out the museum because there's like diamonds. We find out later that he's stealing diamonds because he to build a freezing engine, which the diamond thing's a okay. We got I'm getting ahead of myself here.
It's hard not to. So much is happening in this movie.
Yeah. So Mr. Freeze is basically almost frozen the entire museum already, basically. So much so that his thugs, who are all hockey player themed, kind of, they're wearing big thick coats and all that, they can ice skate around and they have like bladed hockey stick weapons. But thankfully for us, the dynamic the dynamic duo, because this is the era where Batman and Robin have every gadget they could need for any conceivable scenario. They have built-in ice blades pop out of their boots.
Oh, yeah.
You get the ice, I'll get the ice, man.
It just make sense.
Yes.
I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
In its own right.
They're going back and forth. It's just crazy. It's
Should we do his origin story now?
Yeah, it brings up later. But do you want to cover the origin story?
No, you can do it.
Okay. So the origin story of Mr. Freeze is that he is was a brilliant scientist. His wife came down with a terminal illness that it was at the time uncurable, but because he was a cryogenicist, he put her into a deep freeze sleep where she will be preserved until he can find a cure. Unfortunately, while he was developing the cryotechnology, he fell into a vat of stuff. And that turned him into Mr. Freeze, where his body cannot survive outside of very cold temperatures. And he's going on a crime spree to steal diamonds, which he uses small diamonds to power his freezing suit. I don't know how diamonds can power stuff, but Sure. Yeah, why not? But
what kind of a movie would it be if you just needed dry ice? You just go to Walmart, call it a day.
I need the dry ice. It's too but ice is too wet. Everything's slippery.
That exactly. So he's doing his own thing. Whatever. He's Mr. Freezing it up.
Hit me, boys. Thanks for playing.
He's not doing this because he's like the Joker who loves to just screw with people and cause chaos and pain. He has a sympathetic backstory. Only problem is, this version of Freeze is so effing goofy that I can't feel sympathy. He has polar bear flippers. and he makes his henchmen sing from that old Rankin Bass show, like, I'm Mr. White, Christmas.
Oh, they all have to sit and watch it and sing?
Yeah. Which has nothing to do with the diamond heisting. The writers got together and like, what cold stuff can we think of?
What do you say we heat things up?
My passion, thoughts for my bride alone.
Ooh.
So he's doing his thing.
Yeah, Batman goes into his big ice vehicle, which apparently converts into a rocket that he launches up into the sky.
Because why not?
Yeah, Robin latches on before it takes off. He jumps out of the rocket because he has metal wings, because
that's aerodynamic.
He's accounted for everything. Robin frees Batman. They blow up the capsule, which was gonna happen anyway, but I guess it has to get high enough to be deadly blow. I don't know.
A bat bomb! We have to blow up this rocket before it turns Gotham into a crater.
They chase Freeze down into a furnace, which he is now frozen with his freezing gun.
Naturally.
Yeah. Robin goes at him, but he gets blasted by the freezing beam. And then Batman has to let Freeze go so he can thaw Robin's ass out.
Do we get it?
Which leads to further tension between the two of them, because he's like, you gotta trust me. And Batman's like, you got frozen solid. I'm allowed. But to Robin's credit, Batman was gonna die if he hadn't saved his life from the rocket. So it's Batman's gotta be like, balance stuff out.
How are we supposed to work together if you won't trust me?
How indeed?
in no particular order, Batman also has a hot girlfriend who he won't lock down because he's Batman.
Yeah.
She does literally nothing for the plot.
No, oh, exactly. Yeah.
They don't even really make out. Like, why is she there?
Yeah. She's played by Elle Macpherson, who was more known as a model at the time. I
Oh,
believe.
yeah.
Beautiful woman. But yeah, she's like, she doesn't really, like, you take her out of the movie, nothing really changes.
At all.
Bruce and I are recklessly in love.
Fast forward to Poison Ivy's origin story. We start with her origin, which is nice. She is a botanist of sorts, scientist.
Yes.
And she works with a not so nice fella.
Ladies and gentlemen of the United Nations.
Who, and she's talks, I think normally at first, and then when she turns into Poison Ivy, she speaks like she's a 1940s gangster.
I'll bring everything you see here, plus everything you don't.
She's a little bombastic.
Yes. So she discovers what her boss's experiments are, and it's to create like an army of super jacked supervillains.
Yes.
Which is how Bane happens. They just find some guy who is on death row for murder, and he's a scrawny little dude, and they're like, let me inject him with my special plant serum.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they put a luchador mask on him. Am I recalling correctly?
Yes, which is comic accurate.
Ooh.
Yes, I think the current iteration of Bane in the comics is that he is of Latino origin. I know the Dark Knight Christopher Nolan movies made it seem like he wasn't. He's just some European dude. But I think traditionally in the comics he is of Latino origin because the luchador mask is part of his costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Poison Ivy's real name is in this.
Pamela Isley, I believe. Poison Ivy. I think it's Pamela Isley. Which, going back to Bane's origin, when he gets pumped up, because it's like, that's Captain America's origin story. Like, he gets a super soldier serum.
Oh,
He goes
yeah.
from a skinny guy to a big guy. And I love my wife. While we were watching it, she's like, this is like Captain America's origin story, but S&M style.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he breaks out of his restraints. He pretty much attacks everybody. And as Poison Ivy's watching, her boss is like, oh, hey, come check this out. And she's like, this is not okay, because she's such a timid little thing.
Yes.
She's like, these are my plants, bro.
Yeah.
And then they fight, and he tries to kill her by knocking all of her chemicals on her.
Yes.
I can respect your opinion. Sadly, I'm not good at rejection. I'm afraid you'll have to die.
And then she sort of dissolves into the ground, and he's like, haha, sick. And then she comes back out, whole new outfit. She was dirt in the ground, dead from chemicals. She rises. I don't know, like, she must have been down there while, like, took a sewing class or something while she was in there with the plants.
You look great. Especially for a dead woman.
She comes out and she's like, I'm here and I'm going to kill you. Yeah. And then she's like, my blood has been replaced with poison and my brain is now a Petunia. Or something like, that's how she's taught.
She does talk like, yeah.
She does, and she's saying all this crazy shit. And she's like, I'm gonna kiss you. And she kisses her evil boss man, and it's poison, and she kills him. And she's like, I'm going after Bruce Wayne. And I'm gonna go after him.
Yeah.
But once she goes after him, it's publicly, and she's back in like her cute little like nerd stuff, and she's like, please save the environment.
I have here a proposal showing how Wayne Enterprises can immediately cease all actions that toxify our environment.
Yeah, and he's like, no, because you want to get rid of stuff that keeps humans alive, so no.
She's like, planet first.
Yeah.
Mammals. A day of reckoning is coming.
But no, she's in full-blown villain mode. And speaking of villains, the evil doctor that stole her plant formula and turned it into a steroid thingy to make Bane, that's, I forget what the actor's name, I forget what, I think it's, A few moments later. And we're back. I didn't just look at my phone. The actor's name is John Glover, who plays the evil scientist man in this movie. And John Glover is kind of a DC Comics veteran, because not only was he in this movie, he voiced the Riddler in the Batman animated series.
Cute. right.
And he would go on to play Lionel Luthor, Lex Luthor's father, in Smallville. So this
Ah.
guy is kind of like DC royalty at this point. He's been in a lot of projects.
We'll have a flawless super soldier out to you tomorrow by overnight mail.
Later, we get the introduction of our other main female character, Barbara, played by Alicia Silverstone. And there's so many changes. We've covered some of the changes they've already made from like comic stuff. In this version, Barbara is Alfred's niece.
Uncle Alfred!
Oh, my dear.
She doesn't have a British accent at all, but she's somehow Alfred's niece. But traditionally, she is Commissioner Gordon's daughter.
Oh.
Yeah, so this was a weird change for them. And also traditionally, like, she's also a redhead, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I'm not sure why they changed her to being related to Commissioner to related to Alfred.
Well, when she's in the house, Robin is just all googly-eyed over her.
Please be looking for me.
And that leads to her stealing his bike and him following her.
Yeah. She,
So she comes because she's like on break from school or something. And her parents died, so Alfred has been taking care of her and supporting her. Financially. And I am like, I don't trust this little tart. Something was off about her. She shows up all beautiful, and I'm here in the plot now. So, of course, you know something's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
And it was mildly disappointing. She's there to street race because she got kicked out of school for street racing bikes.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, that's anticlimactic. Until it's not anymore.
Yeah. Because she believes that Alfred is living a painful, miserable life.
Oh,
I'm gonna take him away from this dismal life of servitude.
yeah.
Being Bruce Wayne's butler and taking care of them. She doesn't know that Bruce and Dick are Batman and Robin. Which, by the way, I never realized this as a kid because, like, I didn't know about this. One of the gangs during the street racing part, one of the gangs is a gang of old Clockwork Orange people. And
They're
I'm like,
in all white with the hair.
in the hat, and one's got the cane. It's just like, what is this? What is this doing?
Happening?
Why is this in
What
a
is any
Batman
of this?
film? Like, what the hell?
They're just throwing out whatever they can.
Yeah, I mean, thank God it wasn't that gang that was trying to take her out. Things would have ended up worse.
All right, let's race! Come on!
She tells Robin, like, oh, you don't know, do you? And he's like, what? And he's like, Alfred's sick. And then she walks off. And then Bruce comes in. He's like, Alfred's not sick. He's dying.
He didn't tell me. I just know things because I'm Batman.
Which is sadly always a good excuse for explaining that crap.
So at this point,
We're going all over the place, by the way.
because
Sorry.
the movie's all over the place.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to keep track.
It doesn't even matter what order anything is in this entire movie.
Yeah.
Hello, my little pretty.
Hello yourself.
So Bruce decides, okay, Mr. Freeze is after diamonds to power his suit. Once again, I don't know how diamonds are a power source, but whatever the hell. And he decides, okay, well, I'm Bruce Wayne. I got plenty of effing diamonds. So they have at the big event at the Gotham Botanical Gardens, which just looks like a jungle-themed nightclub instead of botanical gardens. I'm like,
It's supposed to be sexy.
yeah, it's supposed to be sexy and all.
And then we get a gorilla costume striptease.
I'm surprised nobody said, wow, this night's going bananas.
Wow, wasted opportunity.
Yeah, for this movie. That's not beyond this movie. This movie is not.
Yeah, and yeah, so now we have a gorilla striptease, and eventually you can see it's Poison Ivy. She takes off her gorilla, but everyone's already in such awe of the gorilla, of the sexually dancing gorilla. But we find out she has a special little fairy dust, flower dust she blows, and then you just fall in love with her. She blows in your face, and you're just like, yes. Yeah, anything you say.
Yeah, she does it to Batman and Robin, which they're already at odds with each other, and this just amplifies things.
Because now they're like, she loves me. No, she loves me.
Yeah, I want to take her for a ride in the Batmobile. I want to show her my Batcave. I don't know.
Oh, she's going to show them her Bat Cave.
Yes.
Jizz.
But they're bidding on her, and now there's like, oh yeah, 50,000, 100,000.
500,000.
And then Batman's like, 1 million.
Robin says 2 million, and Batman's like, you don't have 2 million. And Robin goes, I'll borrow it from you.
Batman's like, crap, he's right. I'm going to have to cover his little ass. And they keep going, and then one of the more infamous moments in the movie, and he's like,
7 million. Never leave the cave without it.
and it's just like, why would you have that on you? Well,
Just for emergencies, like when you're trying to win a striptease gorilla lady.
yeah. And then Mr. Freeze shows up, crashes the party.
Freezes everyone.
Yeah, freezes people left and right. Which, by the way, can I say this? The ice in this movie looks horrible. It's so clearly plastic. And I know this movie is super campy, but the ice looks like crap. It's just plastic.
They're just picking and choosing.
Yeah, it looks like those like plastic ice cubes that you can freeze and refreeze.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? It
yeah.
looks like that, and it just looks worse when you see like the people in the ice. It's just bad.
It's bad.
Yeah. So he goes after Poison Ivy because she's got the diamonds on her, and she tries to, and he's just like, pheromone dust designed to warm a man's blood. Doesn't work on the cold-hearted. And he takes the diamonds, he takes off, and Poison Ivy's like, I could use him for something. Like,
You've just met one of the most sinister men in Gotham.
That's not a man. That is a god.
And this is something you only saw in the Schumacher films, how Gotham is littered with giant metal statues, which is kind of cool, but I think they overdid the statue thing a little too much sometimes. Like a statue every 2 blocks or something, I don't know. They're going down the statue, chasing Mr. Freeze. They're about to, like, the hand is out like a ramp, and Batman's like, Robin, you can't make it on your motorcycle. And Robin's like, yeah, I can. And Batman, for whatever reason, he has a panel on the Batmobile to turn off Robin's motorcycle, and he does, which, by the way, hey, I think he put him in more danger by turning off the bike and losing power.
Yeah.
Because he almost falls off the statue anyway. Batman makes it across, he takes out Freeze, he takes him to Arkham Asylum.
And then his new little girlfriend breaks him out. She comes with Bane.
Yeah, Poison Ivy.
And she's like, I'm gonna get you out of here so we can both beat up Batman. Take his stuff.
His name is Bane.
A laundry service that delivers. Wow.
So, yeah, Poison Ivy and Bane come and they break him out.
Yeah.
And the plan is to go back to Freeze's lair,
which is an old ice cream factory.
Yes, very fitting. And the goal, he says, okay, Poison Ivy, you get my wife, and I will get the diamonds.
Yes.
Yes. But Poison Ivy is a jealous little bleep.
Yeah.
And she straight up just like unplugs his wife.
I've never been good with competition. Who needs a frigid wife anyway?
And I love, and the thing is that
Batman and Robin are already there.
Yeah, because the police found the hideout already.
Yeah.
So they're there, they're checking things out, and then Batman and Robin find. And I love how, like, so his wife is hidden in a secret compartment inside a freezer inside the ice cream factory, which Freeze already has the outside frozen. And the button to open the secret compartment is behind a fake TV dinner.
Yeah.
So yeah, they open it up. They track Poison Ivy, but she blows more of the dust in their face.
Give yourself up. If you surrender...
To you? Polly want a kiss?
She gives Robin a double dose. He goes full, like, boobies, and like...
Basically, yeah.
And him and Batman barely get Bane off each other, but then they try to... Poison Ivy tries to give them both the poison kiss. Batman's kind of like a little more resistant to it because he's Batman.
He's Batman.
But Robin got the double dose, and he's like, him and Batman start fighting, like, you just can't stand that she likes me more. And so he tosses Robin in a vat of, like, mint chip or something.
Yeah.
And just, like, he's just covered, and they're just, like...
And his cape's just there.
Yeah, it's
covered.
probably the same stuff like the Nickelodeon slime was made of, just like they just changed the food dye or whatever. So they get up, and he gives them shoves them, and it's just like... And he's
boys will be boys.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm going solo. And Commissioner Gordon looks up at Batman. It's like,
what happened? How'd they get away?
Which, hey, Commissioner Gordon, you're the cop. he's here because you guys can't handle shit, man. Like,
let me have my interpersonal drama. God, yeah. So, something happens and probably something else, and then what's her face? Green Lady tells Mr. Freeze
Poison Ivy.
that Batman unplugged his wife.
Yes, and then she's dead.
Yeah, now Mr. Freeze is like, I don't with this. I'm gonna kill Batman.
Their bones will turn to ice. Their blood will freeze in my hands.
Poison Ivy and Bane break the bat signal, and they put a Robin signal in to bring Robin in. So Batman's like, hey, you've been telling me how I haven't shown you trust, which Batman finally admits, yeah, I haven't. So Batman's like, please, just trust me. I'm going to put my faith in you, put your faith in me back.
So I'm asking you, friend, partner, brother, will you trust me now?
So Robin, oh, by the way, this whole time, Alfred knows he's dying, and he's been trying to find his brother, who's with a traveling Maharaja or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he wants him to take over for him after he dies. He wants him to help out Batman and Robin. Barbara, Alicia Silverstone's character, she finds the disc that he made for his brother to explain the whole Batman thing to him, and she looks at it, so now she knows that Bruce and Dick are Batman and Robin.
I just want to say, when she's trying to get in because it's password protected, the first password she tries, doesn't she just try Alfred?
Yeah.
Like, what?
I thought you respected your uncle. This makes it out to be you think he's a friggin' idiot.
I'm sorry, Uncle.
So she sees that, she goes down to the Batcave, and not only did he make a disc, apparently Alfred copied his brain waves onto the Bat computer, and now there's a Cyber Alfred. And Cyber Alfred anticipated that she would become Batgirl, and he had a suit ready to go. Somehow the computer made a suit, and Bruce never noticed.
That sounds about right.
Greatest detective, my ass!
Suit me up, Uncle Alfred.
Now Alicia Silverstone is Batgirl.
Yes.
And she goes to kick some ass.
Yeah. So Robin goes to confront Poison Ivy. They actually didn't cover this. Robin goes to Poison Ivy's hideout, but no one told him where the hideout is. I just realized that. They don't tell him where Poison Ivy's hideout is, because it's an underground abandoned Turkish bath.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's all weird.
Is your thumb the only part of you that's green?
You will just have to find out.
I want to be with you, but you have to help me take down Freeze first. And she's like, okay, this is what Freeze is up to. He's going to go freeze the whole city and hold the city for ransom, but the city can't pay him if the city's frozen. I don't know. We didn't talk out the details.
That was a great hair flip.
Thank you.
That was amazing. Yes, it was spot on.
Yeah, thank you. So she gives Robin a big old schmoocheroonie, and she's like, "Okay, you're dead now, bitch." And he's
It's
like,
poison.
Yeah, he's like, "Nah, rubber lips, bigger bitch." Like,
And he peels off fake rubber lips.
yeah.
It's gross.
Rubber lips are immune to your charms.
Instead of just because they're right here. They're as close to me. They're as close to each other as this microphone is to my face. And when he pulls off the lips, instead of just kissing him again real quick, she kicks him into her little lagoon where her monster vines grab him up. And then she starts to walk off, but Batman shows up. It's like, aha, I'm here too. You're going down. And she's just like, nope, more vines. And the vines grab Batman, pull him up into the ceiling. And then Batgirl shows up to whoop some butt. Because we established earlier she knows some karate or something.
Yeah.
She flipped Robin. She takes on Poison Ivy, and Poison Ivy just takes out like this little like pocket blade.
And then admires herself in
Yeah,
it.
she's like fixes her hair.
Ugh.
They fight a bit.
The noises they make too.
Yeah.
She's just like, yeah! Ha! Ha!
Yeah!
It's very convincing.
So Batgirl kicks her into her giant orchid plant thing, and then it just envelops her. But why? Why is it suddenly turning against her? I don't know. Anyway, so
Make it make sense.
So after she beats Poison Ivy, then Robin and Batman free themselves, and
They go cure Alfred.
They go. No, they gotta beat Mr. Freeze.
Ah, shit.
So at this point, Mr. Freeze has already converted the telescope into a giant freezing beam, and he's already freezed like half or more of the city. And then Batman, Robin, and Batgirl show up in 3 new vehicles / 3 new toys for the kids, and new costumes that have like silver accents and panels, which means they knew Freeze was already freezing the city, went back to the Batcave, switched into new costumes, into new vehicles, and then went back out.
We have less than 11 minutes to thaw the city.
You gotta look good to fight crime, I guess.
Fashionably late, I guess.
Plus, their silver accents would match all the ice.
I get. And the thing, I actually like the look of the silver with the silver bits in the suit. I don't know how the rest of the fan base feels like it. I know these are the infamous suits with like the bat nipples on them, but I like the silver black contrast. I always have. I know this movie's bad, but I like the suits in the second half. So yeah, they go through, they battle some of Freeze's goons, and then Batman has a shield on his one vehicle that can block freezing beams. I don't know how you deflect an ice laser.
Maybe it's very warm. It's a very warm shield.
Got heating panels in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll say that. But so then they go to Gotham Observatory to battle Freeze. They unfreeze a couple of scientists that were there. Who, this is a little bit of trivia. Did you notice who? There's 2 scientists, and one's a black woman. Did you notice who the black woman was?
No.
The black woman. I don't know the name of the actress. I apologize. She's the same actress that played the secretary in Toothless, the movie that we.
Oh, what?
Don who? Dan Biner. Hello. The man I've been seeing. I've only talked about him every day for the past 3 weeks.
Same actress. I'll put her name and face right up here.
And then you can go watch our Toothless video.
Yes. Yeah, go watch our Toothless. That's another movie that we didn't know going in was bad, but we had a hell of a time with it. So then they do that, and then they're trying to fix the gun to turn it into a heat gun to like not the telescope
everything, but also not burn anything.
Yes, which this is a very versatile telescope. But Mr. Freeze shows up.
Tonight's forecast: a freeze is coming.
Robin and Batgirl get knocked off the telescope and go flying because for some reason the Gotham Observatory is on top of a effing mountain,
so
on top of another giant statue.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's so many giant statues. They look cool, but there's too many of them. This is no wonder Gotham's a crap hole. Too much of the tax money is going to giant statues. They make the Statue of Liberty look like a joke. Oh god, but yeah. So Batman's dealing with Mr. Freeze.
Dirty fighter!
Robin and Batgirl use their grappling hooks to save each other, and they land somewhere beneath the place. And Bane just happens to be right there waiting for them.
He knew.
He goes at them, and they just kick out his tube. And then he just...
his tube.
He gets out his tube, and then he leaks Ecto Cooler all over the floor.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah. Oh, man. And then he, like, shrinks back down to skinny version, and...
I don't remember any of this.
Because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Bane was just like there. He just knew. Land here, Bane. Wait. Can't wait for Christopher Nolan to reboot Bane. Get more respect, Bane.
And then they go save Alfred.
No, then there's
oh my god.
This movie blanked your mind out. You're having like Batman amnesia. Batmnesia. We'll say call it Batmnesia. So they go back up. Batman beats Mr. Freeze, but Mr. Freeze was anticipating he'd lose, apparently, and sets off bombs.
Bombs away, Batman!
The telescope goes crashing down. Batman, unsurprisingly, just grappling hooks him and the other 2 scientists out of there. Like, here's the thing. I've seen like 18 grappling hooks go off in this 2-hour movie already. I'm not scared that Batman's gonna fall. I know he's just gonna grappling hook, battering, ropes. He's got so many grappling hooks. There's no tension. There's no tension at all. They have the music like, oh, but no. It was, so they surprise, surprise, grappling hook back up, and they're like,
most of Gotham's still frozen.
It's midnight. The telescope's gone. There's no way to thaw the city.
oh, we'll just have the satellites point the sunlight down at the city directly, which is just like, why didn't you just do that to begin with?
Yeah.
It would have been so much faster. And they're just like, oh, they're taking a computer genius. Oh, thank God Barbara was a computer science major at her school before she got kicked out. And she just points this and like, we'll take a computer genius. And she does it in like 1 minute. And the satellite saw the city out in 5 seconds, including a dog that was in the middle of a pee when he got frozen. So they saw it out, and then Batman goes to confront Mr. Freeze. Like, hey man, listen, you've been a real dick. Even more than the one that I live with. But listen, you're just trying to help your wife out. By the way, she's not dead. Poison Ivy lied to your ass.
And then he just like has on video Poison Ivy
Which
saying
been,
like, I pulled the plug, I'm jealous.
As I told Lady Freeze when I pulled her plug, this is a one-woman show.
yes, which would have been from Batgirl's perspective. So did Cyber Alfred put a spy cam into Batgirl's costume? Because otherwise he shouldn't have that footage for any reason.
Ugh.
But he's like, hey man, your wife's fine, and if you help me out, I'll help you out with your research. Just give me the cure to the stage 1 of the illness, and I'll help you out, bro.
And then Mr. Freeze just like opens his jacket and has 2 vials. He's like, take 2 of these, then call me.
Take 2 of these. And call me in the morning.
Like, why would you keep that on you? You have no use for that now. Your wife's like at stage 3 or 4. Like, why would you just have that just in case? Like, what the fuck, bro? Yeah. So yeah, then they go save Alfred.
Now they go save Alfred.
They pump him through full of
Blue juice
from
from the pocket.
What's the Blue Mountain Dew? What's that called?
Baja Blast.
Baja Blast. It was filled with some Baja Blast. And everyone loves Baja Blast, and cures Alfred's illness in one night.
And that's it. Then that's the movie.
Yeah. Oh, Batman's trying to like.
You are going back to school.
Robin's like, bro, you know she's going to be in the sequel. Then they have the outro where the silhouettes are running towards the camera, and that's Batman and Robin. Yeah.
I loved it because it was so bad.
Yes, it is one of those movies you can enjoy for the pure badness of it.
But then to sit and talk about it is almost grueling. Because
Yeah.
there's so much shit happening.
Yeah, it has
There's no way to concisely describe this movie.
We're going to need a bigger cave.
Done. And that's it, my friends. That,
Anything else you want to say?
Nope.
All right.
I say, what the fuck did I watch?
All right, everybody. Let us know how you feel about Batman and Robin down in the comments. Keep it clean.
Or don't.
Or
Whatever.
whatever. Just let us know how you
There are
feel.
no rules. All right, signing off.
Signing off.
Signing off. That was about as good as the movie. It was a fitting high five.
That's round 2. This is the reboot.
Oh, I'm too old.
Hey! That's what I'm talking
Pretty
about.
good. All right.